Okay, so in class we have studied a little bit about the culture, traditions, and festivities of Nicaragua, the United Kingdom, and the United States. In this video, we're going to talk specifically about a United Kingdom holiday. Burns Night or Burns Dinner is a celebration in which the life and work of the poet Robert Burns, author of poems in Scottish and Scottish English, such as Auld Lang Syne, is remembered. This dinner is usually celebrated on the occasion of the poet's birthday, although in principle it can be done at any time of the year. Burns dinners are especially common in Scotland, but can also be found wherever there is a Burns Club, a Scottish society, lovers of Robert Burns poetry, or expats from Scotland. Now, some interesting facts about it are that these dinners can be formal or informal, but they should always be entertaining. The only traits common to all dinners are haggis, scotch, and maybe a poem or two. The dinners organized only by certain Freemasons congregations or societies of San Andres do not allow the access of women, but in other cases it is completely different. And last, Burns dinner should follow a traditional 15-step order, which we're going to explain later on. Moving on, where is it celebrated and when? Burns Night is annually celebrated in Scotland around January 25th. It commemorates the life of the bard, the poet Robert Burns, who was born on January 25th in 1759. The day also celebrates Burns' contribution to Scottish culture. What does it celebrate? On January 25th, with this important evening, the winter festival season ends, which began on the day of St. Andrews. Robert Burns, nicknamed the Bird, was one of the most beloved Scottish poets, thanks to the popular theme of his work and because, in addition to writing in English, he wrote in Scots. Knowing Scotland is knowing its culture. Burns Super brings together Scots from around the world in an evening in honor of the bard, through recitals, speeches, poems, bagpipes, and traditional food. This dinner is celebrated throughout the country. It is very common as a meeting between friends and family. In fact, if you want to go out that night, restaurants all over Scotland make their own Burns dinner. It is organized in the most traditional way since it is a very solemn occasion that is divided into several steps. Burns Night is full of rituals. After dinner, the tributes to a poet are constant. They are what is known by the name of immortal memory. Dinners spend their time singing songs and poetry by Robert Burns. The writer's work, life, and nationalistic sentiment become the common thread of talks and debates, peppered with humor, boasts, and even traditional dances. Now, why do they celebrate Burns Night? To clarify, it is not a religious holiday like Christmas, and it has only become really popular in the rest of the United Kingdom in the last decade. Burns died in 1796 at the age of 37, and on the fifth anniversary of his death, his friends held a celebratory dinner at Burns Cottage, which was quickly followed by the establishment of the first Burns Club. The date in which January 25th is celebrated is Burns' birthday, and since 1801, dinners have traditionally been held on that date, first in Scotland and later in the rest of the United Kingdom. Recently, dinners have even spread to places like New Zealand and Australia. Burns Night is considered to be Scotland's other national day alongside St. Andrew's Day. Another fact is that Burns Night is not a public holiday. Businesses have normal opening hours. Now, I'm going to give the floor to my classmate Roxandra, who will be explaining more about this holiday festivity and give more details related to it.
Hi teacher, let me mention some of the things that my partner said about Burns Night. As we know, she mentioned something clearly about the food and everything, but I'm just gonna specify it well. Okay, one of it is too traditional for them. It's they emphasize on traditional Scottish ingredients and recipes. And the one that you see here is a haggis. It's the must that they should have on the Burns Night. It's essential to a Burns Night celebration. A meat haggis is an acquired taste. Vegetarian haggis is offered as an alternative for the ones that don't eat meat. Traditional haggis is served with nut and tatties, sharp-boiled sweet and mashed potatoes. Served this way, it becomes the main course. Nowadays, they say that smaller portions of these components of the meal are sometimes served in a tower arrangement as a starter course with a whiskey, their traditional whiskey that you see there, or Worcestershire flavor cream sauce as an accompaniment, which is how they prefer to eat it. Haggis, as we know, and tatties are served as a starter. The nuts are sweet, and the tatties are potatoes. The first course at a Burns Night supper is the traditional cock-a-lick soup, a thin chicken and leek soup, but sometimes Scottish smoked salmon or coolen skink, haddock and potato soup is served instead. If haggis has been served as a starter course, you may be offered Scottish beef or Highland casserole containing venison and or other game as the main course. The other one is the Granation, is a traditional dessert comprised of Scottish raspberries and cream. The other one is a cheeseboard with Scottish oatcakes is sometimes offered after the dessert. Another tradition that they have around the Burns Night is at the end of the meal, a gentleman rises from his seat to propose a toast to the ladies who are present. The speech is an opportunity to poke humorous fun at the ladies. At the conclusion of the speech, the assembled gentlemen toast the ladies with a dram of whiskey. One of the ladies then raises the respond with a toast to the ladies as well. This is often a similarly tongue-in-cheek speech about the shortcoming of men. The ladies then toast the men with a dram of whiskey as well. The other one is their traditional clothes, as you can see here on the picture. They like to wear traditional clothing now these days as well. They say that the formality of the event offered the evening may go into the switching hour with entertainment, revel, and Scottish. Okay, with their music, we can see here. Just 1 second, okay. You can see them there with their traditional clothing, their traditional instruments of music. For them, lively music of all varieties will be warmly welcomed at the Burns Night, no matter what the scale, size, or budget of their occasion may be, but they have to have music. From a live Celtic band or a kilted bagpiper to an epic playlist of your favorite Scottish music, whatever you may like to have. And last but not least is a poem that they always have to read at the Burns Night celebrating, actually, Robert Burns. It's the Red, Red Rose. This one says, "Oh, my love is like a red, red rose that newly sprung in June. Oh, my love is like the melody that sweetly played in tune. So fair art thou, my bonny lass, so deep in love am I, and I will love thee still, my dear, till at the seas gang dry, till at the seas gang dry, my dear, and the rocks melt white the sun. I will love thee still, my dear, while the sands of life shall run. And fare thee well, my only love, and fare thee well awhile. And I will come again, my love, through it were 10,000 miles. That's the official poem they have to read in all the Burn Night Supper or the parties they do, that they are on Friday, 25th of January. So, hope you actually enjoy this. And it was a pleasure speaking to you about this teacher, me and my partner. So thank you for listening to us.